Hey everybody, so I'm about to add a new feature, and so I wanted to kind of give you guys the whole flow on how I do that. And a lot of people, you see kind of all these elaborate prompting techniques and spec driven development, all these different things. I think that if you get your project to a certain point where all the conventions and the patterns are well established, you don't really need that. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to add drag and drop for the grouping feature, which is a typical data grid feature in like Notion, ClickUp, Monday, etc. So here I am. I just have a simple prompt here. Next, we need to develop the UI and state logic for drag and drop rows in group mode. I envision a hover effect on the left side with the icon of two rows of three dots, typical for a grab target. Okay, currently we don't have, yeah, so we're gonna need to, yes, add space for that in the table container, and the state logic for the ordering should be in the data state file, which would probably figure that out by itself, but I'm going to put that there, and it should persist like the rest of the options. Let me know if you have any questions after analyzing the code. Use the work task entity here and the MCP sub agent to test. Okay, so this is like a very interactive heavy, interaction heavy feature. So a lot of times that's when MCP kind of fails. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, it's basically going to start analyzing the code, and as that's running, okay, so it's going to investigate the current code, and as that's running, I'm going to go back to the main staging work tree. So this is, you can see this is localhost 4000, and here we're on localhost 4001. Here, I'm going to look at so we're doing some UI cleanup. So I was just cleaning up some of the old, not old, but some non-existent roots that are just dead code here in the sidebar. That's good. Let's see how the search works. So we have everything we need here in navigation. That link. Okay, it works. Let's see here. Okay, anyway, so what I want to do next is I want to reorganize the sidebar a bit. The all entities, I'm going to change this to the term vault. So the vault is going to be where all of the user's raw data is. So that's basically where you can create all these different types of entities. So I'm going to call this the vault, and I'm going to add a section called projects. And basically that will include all the project entities. So when we're talking about entities, this is tasks. So if we look at the dashboard here, we talk about entities in the app, in Elevra. There's 8 different types. No, where is it? Yes, okay, there's 8 different types. So the idea here is, instead of having like a single record type, for example, like Notion only has documents, right? Everything's a document. I think they've added task as a separate type, but here we have all these business entity types. So I'm gonna make a section in the sidebar for project types. So here's the prompt. Okay, change the title of the all entities menu item to vault, and above it add an expandable yes, menu item called projects that includes all the user's project entities and which also include a drop down that shows all the that shows all the entities, all the individual entity records for each type. Okay, these should all be tied directly to the observables that are updated and that are fully reactive for staying in sync with the data state. Okay, so let's see, we'll fire that off and we'll go back to where we were here in the drag and drop. Okay, so didn't ask me any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. No questions. That's okay. Okay, good. I said vibe grid. Okay, so this is something I actually cleaned up. So a lot of times there is a high likelihood that if you have multiple different implementations of the same type of feature, it will get confused. But luckily, it eventually found the vibe grid component, and it's adding, you can see it's adding the different, the state variables and needed items in the data state stores. So this is looking pretty good. Okay, so it's adding drag and drop handlers in utils. Okay, there's a little bit of a question mark there, but we're gonna let it cook. This is getting quite large. Yes, it is. Okay, good. So it found the modular places. Looking good. Okay, now good. It's finding all the proper modular files. So this is why it's really good to modularize your code. All right, good. So I'm satisfied with the direction here. Let's see where we are. Okay, change entities, heading to Vault, add a project section. Okay, let's see. Okay. Alrighty, so I'll let these cook, and then once everything's done, I will report back. Talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, so we got some results that are not that promising. First of all, it's trying to start a new server again. Even though one's already running, that's annoying. Okay, second of all, okay, okay, so it didn't do pretty much anything. It didn't change the name as I asked. So clearly it's working in the wrong spot. Command menu. All right, we'll see what happens. Here, we can open that up. What? Okay, now it's being weird. Search. I wanted the changes in the sidebar, and nothing changed. Okay. Did I not clear? Oh my gosh. Revert that and do what I asked. Okay, wow. Wait, was I in the... Why did it totally misunderstand my... Uh-oh. Oops, I didn't clear. Aha. Wait. So confused. Yes, I forgot to clear. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Okay, always clear when you start a new thing because it was very much confused. All right, let's see what we got. No wonder it was so far off. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's check out our drag and drop. Also not existing. How to do it. How to do it. Next steps. Okay. Interesting. All right, the next steps are, let's see what happens. Okay, we got a compact here. All right, so a little bit more work, obviously, but so let's wait a bit, and I'll come back with the results. Okay, so it looks like I was able to get that extra little prompt there fixed everything. Okay, at least I got the changes that I was looking for. So the vault is all your entities, and then up here are the projects, but we have 0 records. So looks good, but the projects entities are missing their records. All show 0. Okay. Now we've got the drag and drop feature. After a compact, it's still going. It's got some errors, but I'm sure it will keep working. Okay, this is probably a mistake. Existing drag handlers. I'm guessing, I'm going to steer it a bit. I'm guessing it's not at the right place. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so we got some progress. Let's see here. Good, we got our project list here. Took a couple extra prompts. I'm gonna fix the styling, but that was exactly what I wanted, so it didn't take too long. These aren't gonna go anywhere because I actually don't have a detail page for this yet, so that'll be next. And fix this overflow. Maybe let's widen the sidebar a bit. I think that would be good. Okay, let's widen the sidebar a bit and implement proper overflow and ellipsis handling for the project names. Okay. And let's see, our drag and drop functionality supposedly works. Let's see. Definitely does not work. Okay, this is gonna take some more back and forth for sure. You can see we have the hover icons here, but we don't have any actual functionality. So I'm gonna work on that. But yeah, we made some good progress. You can see kind of, yeah, what it takes. Maybe a more detailed prompt would help, but I think this is kind of the norm for what I do, and it works pretty well. Hey everybody, so I just want to check back in. I did get drag and drop working in the data table. It took a few more sessions back and forth, but as you can see through the conversation, basically it claimed many times that it had reached the features that I wanted, but then I would kind of go back and say, no, it didn't. And what I had to do was get it to properly update the data for when we drop into new groups. So here you can see it works. the status active and status done have changed the number of items. And basically what this is doing in the background is updating the database and everything through the legend state sync, which is really great. Can't really see that, but you can tell that it sticks based on doing a refresh. Now, one thing I'm missing is the group state being persisted, but the data itself, as you can see with this, we still have 6 items in each is being persisted. So that's a big step, because now we pretty much have a big feature that is needed for the workflow in these data tables. So I'm going to keep cleaning it up. Clearly, like you can see, the preview is a little bit wonky looking. So I'm going to work on that. But overall, it was a very quick process to get this done. I think that's really because we have all of the different structures already set up, so it's easy for the AI to navigate and whatnot. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. Check you guys later.